Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today I have a really fun project. We are going to sublimate pillowcases. I'm going to show you guys how to successfully sublimate a silk pillowcase. So let's go ahead and get started. Here are the things that you're going to need for today's project. You need some pillowcases. One is satin, one is soft microfiber, but they are both polyester. This one right here, for example, is a polyester pillowcase. It is actually a sublimation blank. So as long as it's polyester, you are good to go. So one satin, one is microfiber. So we are going to be using this blue one first, and then I've already pre-printed out my design. This will be linked below. I also use the 11 by 17. This is parchment paper. This is just baking sheets. So you're going to need that, as well as if you're using a Cricut, make sure you're using your Cricut pad. We're going to be using both the Cricut as well as the heat press today. So I'm going to go with this one first. This is silk. So I'm going to go ahead and put down my butcher paper. This is going to protect our surface since silk is a little bit more delicate. And I've got my Cricut Easy Press at 400 for 60 seconds. Now, the thing that I learned with the silk is you definitely don't want to give it pressure. You want very light pressure. You'll see that here in a minute. So what we're going to do is take our design here, and I'm going to line it up, center it where I want it to be. And then we're going to use some heat-resistant tape. Now, going backwards with silk, do not use heat-resistant tape. You're going to see that here in a minute. So definitely don't use the heat-resistant tape. You're going to cover it with another piece of your butcher paper, and then we're going to cover our design. Now, mine is bigger than than my iron, so I'm actually going to go over it twice. And you can do this with sublimation as long as you are very, very careful. You want to be super still when you do this. So I'm going to press both sides very carefully for 60 seconds. And then once we are done, we can move that out of the way and simply peel up our butcher paper and remove our paper. So it came out very nice, except for you can see all the way around where I had my Cricut Easy Press. So what happened is I gave it way too much pressure. So you can see the line from where my paper was, you can see where my tape was, and I was really hoping once we wash this that those lines would come out, but they did not. I'll show you an update at the end. Next up, we are going to be using our heat press this time. I'm using a 15 by 15. I'm drawing my sublimation design first, and then I'm going to use the microfiber pillowcase this time. Once again, it's just polyester. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. Now, the one thing is they're both polyester, but one's a little bit more delicate than the other, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this up on my heat press. I'm going to get out any moisture first, and then I'm going to go ahead and slide that over. And then we're going to line up our design. So I'm just going to go ahead and center this where I want it. Once again, I use the 11 by 17, but this is actually a 15-inch design, so it fits perfectly. I covered it with another piece of parchment paper to protect my press. We're going to press it for 60 seconds. Now, the thing of it is I lowered my temp to 385 and I lowered my pressure. So that did help this time. Now I know that I'm using one from the Cricut Easy Press to the press, but they both are going to do the same as long as you up. So change your pressure and your temp to 385, lower pressure, and you're going to get it. Boom, no lines, no from the paper, nothing. So I highly recommend that if you guys are going to be doing this project that you guys use less pressure, so real light pressure, and do 385. And here is the pillowcase. It looks really, really well. Here's the one right after we washed it. So it got rid of the bigger, which you can still see a little bit of that outline from the bigger piece from the press, but you can still see where the paper was. You can see where the tape was. So if you guys are using your Cricut Easy Press, make sure you're not over pressuring, and make sure you guys don't use the tape. So definitely just get rid of the tape altogether when it comes to pressing silk. It's a little bit more delicate than others, but you can definitely pull it off. You can see how bright and vibrant this is. Once again, it's polyester, so of course it would be, but you just want to be careful for those lines, and that's it. So now I'm going to stuff a pillow in here so you guys can see how adorable this is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.